everyone, welcome back to English with Yakshi. And today we are going to cover one of the most important skills required for the IELTS examination. Now, this is known as paraphrasing, and I'm going to explain you what it is and how you need to use it for your writing skills. So, first of all, I'll talk about where it will help you for the IELTS examination. So, it will help you in reading, listening, writing, and speaking. Now, you're going to say those are all of the modules present in the IELTS examination. So, yes, it helps you everywhere in all of the modules. So, this is a skill which you should not miss out on. So let's understand this one and practice some methods with which you can paraphrase your sentences. Now, what exactly is paraphrasing? So, as the name suggests, paraphrasing means to rephrase something, to rewrite something, or to rethink something in another manner, usually in your own language, to understand something better. So, in reading and listening, you can paraphrase the text, you can paraphrase the questions to understand them better. But in writing, a lot of times you have to paraphrase the question to give a good introduction. And when it comes to the speaking module, not to mention, you have to paraphrase your speaking questions. You cannot just copy the same question and then give your answer. So you should always rephrase your questions and then go ahead with your answer. So today I'm going to focus on the writing module and I'm going to explain you how you can paraphrase your sentences. But first of all, let's understand what benefit do you have or what benefit do you get when you use this skill in your exam. So first of all, when you paraphrase something really well, when you paraphrase your questions for your introduction, it demonstrates your language proficiency, that how much of a good hold you have on the language. Secondly, it showcases your vocabulary, which again is one of the core factors of assessment in your language. So you have to make sure that you paraphrase the sentences really well so that you can get a better score at the end of the day. Now, as I mentioned, it involves rephrasing ideas using different words while retaining the original meaning. Now, that's the only condition in paraphrasing. You can change the word, you can change the structure or language, but the meaning should be same. So no matter how many changes you do with the words, the end goal is that meaning should not deviate from the original sentence. So let's understand how we can do this. There are a lot of methods with which you can paraphrase. So I'm going to take you through some of the most important ones. So this is the first one, when you use synonyms. So if we think about it, when you want to rewrite something, you have to use different words. But we can leverage on the synonyms of some of the important keywords which are present in your question or which are present in the sentence given to you. So you can replace words with synonyms to express the same meaning. So look out for important words present in the question and think about the synonyms for that particular keyword. I have an example here. So it is important to stay focused during the exam. Now, when you want to rewrite this sentence, you have to think about the synonyms of important. So you can use crucial, integral, vital, pivotal, essential, necessary. I think important is a word which has numerous synonyms, so you won't face a problem here. But if there's any other particular word, let's say teacher. So instead of teacher, you can use tutor, mentor. And if you have a word, for example, students, you can use learners, aspirants, pupil. So always think about synonyms and use it to paraphrase your sentences in the IELTS writing. Because the very first thing which you have to do in both of the tasks is to write an introductory statement. And your introductory statement starts with paraphrasing the question. So underline the keywords present in your question and then think about which synonyms can you use to change the sentence. Now the second method is to change the sentence structure. Now, let's say that if you're not able to come up with any synonym, the next thing which you can do is that you can change the sentence structure. So, how we can do that? So, you can alter the sentence structure while keeping the meaning same. So, let's say if there are two sentences given to you in the question, maybe you can combine them. If you have one long sentence given in the question, you can break it into two parts. So both of the methods can be there depending on what kind of question you get. So here we have the original sentence. She completed her report before the deadline and her manager praised her efforts. So what we did here, we shifted the sentence structure. We put up the second one first and the first one later. Her manager praised her efforts because she completed her report before the deadline, and we changed the conjunction. So that's also something you can do. If you don't find the correct synonyms, you can change the connectors, you can change the conjunctions and work with the structure. All right. The next one is to change parts of speech. Now, first of all, what are parts of speech? These are your nouns, adjectives, verbs, adverbs, preposition, and so on. So sometimes even if you make a small change when it comes to your parts of speech, for example, if in your question it's written become, but in your paraphrase statement you're writing becoming, so you just change the form of verb from a basic form to verb plus ing. That will work as well. But in this case, you have to take care of one thing, that when you make changes with parts of speech, you might have to change one or two words around it. For example, if the question is unemployment has become a great problem. Now, when you change it to becoming, you cannot use has. You have to say unemployment is becoming a great problem. So, when you change the parts of speech, you have to make sure that grammatical accuracy is still there. Let's see another example. The weather conditions were extreme during the storm. So here extreme is an adjective, but we are changing this adjective to an adverb. See the paraphrased one. The weather was extremely bad during the storm. So we changed extreme to extremely, and that helps us to paraphrase the sentence. All right, so do give it a try and experiment with different parts of speech present in your sentences. Now, the fourth one, break long sentences into shorter ones. And you can even split complex sentences into simpler ones. If there are any conjunctions present in your question statement, you can remove the conjunction and create two simple sentences. For example, although the company faced challenges, it managed to increase its profits by 20%. Now, this is the original sentence. How would the paraphrased one be? The company faced challenges. We put up a full stop. So basically, we broke the sentence into two parts. However, it still increased its profit by 20%. So, as I mentioned, you can change conjunctions, you can change connectors, and that's how you can paraphrase your sentences. Now, the last one in my list is to change the voice of the sentence. And this is a game changer because it not only highlights your skills when it comes to paraphrasing, but it also highlights the skill of grammar which you can showcase with this method. Because the moment you change the voice of the sentence, the examiner or the reader gets to know that you have a good understanding of active passive voice. So, here we have the original sentence. The committee approved the new policy. So, this one is in active voice. But what's the paraphrased one? The new policy was approved by the committee. So, this one is in passive voice. So, the difference between active voice and passive voice is the structural changes. So, again, when we are changing the structure, we are paraphrasing it in some manner. I have a detailed video on active passive voice. I'm going to attach the link of that one in the description, so you can go to the detailed version to understand what is active voice, what is passive voice, and how you can create a shift. Now, in your IELTS writing task 2, we have a particular reference which you can use. So in active voice, your sentences often start with some people believe that so and so. So this one is an active voice. But when we change it into passive voice, we start with the reference of it is believed by many that this. So after that, in both the cases, your question will come here. Whichever situation or problem is given in your question, you have to mention it here. For example, some people believe that unemployment is increasing day by day. Now, this one is in active voice. But when I have to shift it into passive, it will be it is believed by many that unemployment is increasing day by day. So you can remember this framework because it will help you to switch between active and passive voice. All right. So these were the 5 methods which are really helpful for paraphrasing, and I want you to practice it because if you don't experiment with it, if you don't paraphrase your sentences, then you're going to forget these methods. So paraphrase any sentence, paraphrase any question, and drop it down in the comments. And if you have any questions, again, write it to me in the comments. Thanks a lot. See you next time.